Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Mission Moonshot video. Today we are finally doing the Gemini lunar flyby. I've tested it enough to be 99.9999% confident that this will work, and our crew's trained up, everything's ready to go. We just need to begin the first step of the mission, which is launching the target vehicle, the propellant tank that will get us to the moon. This is the Atlas Centaur, but it's an Atlas Centaur target vehicle. We have the Agena target vehicle docking port on there. So it's basically an Agena target vehicle, but it's a Centaur for more Delta V because, yeah, we're going to need the extra Delta V in order to shove our way to the moon. Now, if you take a look over here at this lunar transfer planner, it says that our first window to the moon is in 6 hours and 29 minutes. We are going to be launching at this window. And yeah, we're going to get this into orbit, and then we launch the crew and we dock with this. You know how that is all going to go. Let me just go ahead and double, triple, quadruple check our ascent guidance. So 200 by 200 should be perfect.
125 meters per second. Pitch start, 0.8 degrees per second should be brilliant. I don't know, 0.8. I guess 125, yeah, that's fine. Let's make sure we don't burn up on a turn over here. We don't need hot staging. We don't really need to stop solids early. We can auto warp and auto deploy solar panels and stuff, that's fine. Stop at stage. Yes, let's make sure we stop at, yeah, stage 0 is fine. Alright, this all seems good. This all seems relatively fine.
So yeah, let's just go ahead and warp to that window and go ahead and get the first part of this mission into space. Now, if any of this fails, we're obviously going to have to scrub the mission, because I don't have any backup rockets built, because, yeah, our space program's really running out of funding. I wasn't really able to build, we even have like a Mars window coming up, and I couldn't really build the Mars vehicle, get that started, until we do this mission. So, again, it should hopefully be okay, but there's a chance that this goes wrong, and spells disaster for our space program, at least in the short term. So anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and engage. No, let's go ahead and warp. We're going to go ahead and warp to the window.
6 hours later.
Alright, so now we got the proper window. 1 minute to go to launch. Range is green. Weather is green. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, our timer had a bit of lag. It was like 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 0. But here we go, we're off. Wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, one thing I actually had to do for this mission. Well, frick. That's a modular isogrid structure. That's supposed to be a balloon tank. We'll at least do the docking. The docking is going to get us a lot of money. Maybe even high orbit record. I don't even know if we can get orbit records, but yeah, this was supposed to be a balloon tank because in real life, the Centaur was a balloon tank, and I didn't realize that. Thought the Centaur was a, normal tank. No, it's a balloon tank, similar to how the Atlas is a balloon tank, and that gave us enough Delta V to actually get to the moon. Without making that a balloon tank, it doesn't have the Delta V. See, this is what happens when you postpone this and procrastinate and simulate things 5,000 times. You can simulate it as much as you want, but if you don't update the rocket, it's not really going to do much. I mean, hey, we can always do this again. It's just a bit annoying, is all. I don't know why I didn't think to check the balloon tank until we actually got up here. You're not what you're supposed to be. Okay, it's looking like we might have 6,000 meters per second left in the Centaur if everything burns nominally. And 6,000 meters per second plus the weight of the Gemini might be fine? Maybe I completely over-engineered this, and this whole setup would have been fine. And then I just second-guessed at this point, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I've simulated this mission so many times. I've simulated all kinds of different failure modes. Alright, that was fine. Fairing made it slightly too heavy, but it was still fine. I call that efficiency right there. Yep, totally planned that. For the fairings to just, be slightly too heavy. And, for the vessel to have to, account for that. I'll turn on the RCS so it doesn't spin. Probably be a good idea. It should at least have deep space avionics, though, because that was something, yeah, I should have done avionics. That was something I made pretty early on, because I realized, that was after the first failed attempt, I think, of this mission, which was ages ago. We tried to do this, and yeah, this thing just died. But I mean, that was okay that failed, because yeah, I wasn't, you know, I hadn't tested the mission to oblivion like I have now. Just been super paranoid about this whole lunar flyby, because everything can go wrong. You can see why NASA didn't want to do it in real life, because I mean, maybe a more risk adverse, is that the right word? I'm not sure. A more risky NASA would maybe attempt something like this. Something like For All Mankind NASA, but For All Mankind NASA doesn't occur until after the Apollo landings. And I don't think the Apollo 1 fire occurs in that universe either. NASA really has no reason to play it safe. Alright, orbit achieved. Let's go ahead and shut you down so you don't waste your power. So, you have enough charge for 2 days. So we have 2 days to rendezvous with you. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. And, 46 years of liquid hydrogen. Anyways, let's go ahead and launch the crew. Alright, so here we have our crew on the launch pad. They're already in the rocket, so let's go ahead and get that tower lowered. How you guys doing in there? So they would have been in here probably for a couple hours. You know, the other rocket just launched, probably from somewhere down over there. They might have been able to hear it from inside the rocket, or at least hear mission control. And here, that has successfully entered orbit, so they're very excited. Their docking target has successfully entered orbit. No issues with it, at least not that we know of yet. And yeah, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and wait 1 hour. So we hop on over to the map screen if we can find that target vehicle. Yeah, right here. No, that's a scout SciSat. Wow, that's in an orbit that's very close to where the Centaur would be. No, the Centaur's over here. Okay. I think this is what we want, the Centaur target vehicle or the probe. No, that's rapidly entering the atmosphere. We want this one. Alright, set that as our target. So that is where we're going to try and get to. And we're going to wait probably an hour? I think around about right here would be good. Yeah, because it'll take us some time to get into orbit, and we'll get into a higher orbit. That should give us some good rendezvous. Alright, crew. Jay and Brian about to make history here. This should be cinematic.
I'm done playing, pouring the rain, yeah. It's blood in my face, yeah. All over my face, yeah. Up and down, I go round. It's awesome how you know. I might get down, you might not drown. You might just fly away. You might just fly with me. Hang out and you gon' see that I can set you free.
Oh, I just realized I was muted because I didn't want my breathing to be heard during that wonderful cinematic ascent. But we are here now in orbit. As you saw, I just enabled the fuel cells, as that's what you would do on the Gemini. So yeah, let's see. How close are we to our target? Oh, there's our target. Centaur target vehicle over there. We're in... it's hard to say. We're in similar orbits. It should be hopefully easy to catch up. Yeah, we'll catch up eventually, I think. Predicted target close approach. Predicted... Alright, we'll see what we can do here. We do have, I think, plenty of maneuvering fuel, so we should hopefully be able to rendezvous. Again, rendezvous is always tricky. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how I rendezvoused in real life, so this should hopefully be too hard. Let's just bring up Principia. Principia with a flight plan will show us the way. Create a flight plan, add a maneuver, and we'll see how far we can get. Oh yes, active RCS, that is what we use for our maneuvering. Let's see, we want to get to our target. It looks like eventually we get closer, but not really anytime soon. Do we want to get into this? We probably do want to get into this 250 by 250 orbit to bring these approaches closer, so that it doesn't take us eons. Okay. Higher orbit now. Let's see what this looks like. We can see we're getting the approaches closer. Only within 11 hours. I don't know why we still have this. I don't know why we still have this predicted plan. This is our new plan, and we're getting within what 319 in about 11 hours, which isn't bad. Delete. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So this is pretty close. 59,000. 59 kilometers is enough. Yeah, 59 kilometers. That's enough for us to burn retrograde, and then just do the final bit of fine-tuning. So here we go, round the Earth, going through all these analemas. Okay, how close are we getting now? So this is the 2, then the 1, then the 1. Oh yeah, I selected a different analema. I didn't mean to select these analemas. I want, where's our close one? 215, 59. Yeah, there's our 59. That's the only one to get to. Yeah, because you can see there's the target right there. We're diving up and down, but we're getting closer. Yeah, it keeps on changing which one we're selecting. Okay. I guess I'll just keep an eye on the icon. Alright, 2 more analemas. Slower on down. We have a signal connection to them now. Target EO. How fast relative will we be going? Here we're going quite slow. Huh, do we want to zero out here? Makes me wonder. No, because we'll be too far away. No, it doesn't make any sense. We're going so fast, though. This can't just be our target relative velocity, right? Because no way we'd be able to dock at this speed. Target EO must have a different velocity. How's our crew doing? Still got oxygen. Yeah, still got all the stuff we need. Okay. If it's going to do this again, I don't know how we're supposed to rendezvous with anything. Because we launched at the exact same window, just an hour apart, which is what Agena did in real life. I don't think Agena waited 24 hours to match inclination perfectly. I think it was literally just like an hour apart. I think it was an hour 30 apart. So, yeah, theoretically, the inclination should be less. Again, the rendezvous was the one thing I wasn't able to practice, because just by the nature of it, it doesn't let you. So how much negative... We are still talking like 1800 by normal. Just to force that encounter. Yeah, somebody could tell me what I'm doing wrong with these encounters and approaches. That would be lovely. But yeah, let's just activate the avionics. Let's set the Gemini as our target. Yep, there it is. Yeah, it's just gotta be the freaking inclinations. Yeah, because look, you can see our inclinations are crisscrossing there. So we should have... Yeah. But I launched at the same inclination. Launched to the plane of the target. Maybe launched to the plane of the target. Yeah, I don't know. Target, rel minus. Alright, we're just eyeballing this at this point. This is officially Kerbalized. Alright, there we go. Re-aim. Okay, let's make sure we ullage. Okay, there goes Gemini zooming past. We are adjusting our inclination. Once we zero it out, the Gemini should be able to dock with us. But yeah, I guess it goes to show that I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to rendezvous. So we're down 70 meters per second. Yeah, this is about the relative speed I was expecting, so this makes more sense. Is this even doing anything? I can't even tell if that's doing anything. Relative velocity minus. Towards the target, away from the target. Okay, it's reducing. Okay, and now it's not. It doesn't seem like we can get much closer. Yeah, it's aim, target, retrograde. Let's see what this does. No, that is orbit retrograde, actually. Never mind, that isn't target retrograde. I thought that would be target retrograde. Because I don't know how we can't get below 70 meters per second relative. Unless that is how much relative we get in Principia. I mean, it looks like we are closing in. No, that's our altitude. What's our proximity? Are we getting closer? No, we're getting further away. Let's just burn target towards the target. Okay, now we're increasing velocity relative towards the target. Our periapsis is no longer in the atmosphere. Alright. And then we're just doing this. Forget docking the Gemini with the Centaur. The Centaur is docking to the Gemini. Okay, we're actually reducing the velocity even more. And we got it down to 20. Okay. Alright. How many more ignitions of the Centaur do we have? Oh, plenty. Ullage. And burn. 4 kilometers closest approach. I should be able to see it somewhere. Why are we still spinning? Are we out of RCS? Okay, we are. I guess that's one thing. Again, I'm not able to practice rendezvous. So this was the first time I've been able to do it. I mean, I know we did a rendezvous before. And it wasn't hard. We rendezvoused with Angelica. We did that back in Mercury stuff. But now, for some reason, I don't know. I mean, with that, we launched to the dedicated rendezvous window. And maybe that's what we gotta do. I was trying to be fancy by launching an hour after it launched. You have to wait for the proper launch window, because otherwise you just spend an exorbitant amount of Delta V. But if we can at least get this dock, that will be good. RCS to the target. Let's just burn towards the target. I wish it showed us our velocity towards the target. I really don't want planetary prograde retrograde. I want prograde and retrograde relative to the target. Would be really nice. Are we getting closer to it? Or are we getting further away from it? I don't know. It looks like we're getting further away. Yeah, we are. Alright, we need to burn RVL minus. Okay, all the RVL is gone. There we go. We're getting that planned approach down within a kilometer. That we'll take that. All right. Okay. Woohoo! Ooh, what happened? Something happened? Oh no, we're in the atmosphere. This thing's in the atmosphere too. We're just in the upper levels of it, I think. Yeah, just barely, just glancing. Okay, we should hopefully get to him before we hit the atmosphere again. Yeah, 25 minutes. Okay. Okay. Okay, right about here. RVL minus. Yeah. We still not see it. Oh, there it is. Alright, we can just take manual control here. Burn towards the target. And also retrograde. Do a combination of both. Okay, never mind. It does show prograde on the correct way. Okay. Yeah, so just get prograde on that target node. This is how I like to do proximity operations. Now we can make sure we're heading straight towards the target. We will have a bit of an interstellar docking scene on our hands. But that'll be for once we get to the target. Just, what are you doing? Kill the... Oh, because it's spinning, probably. I was just saying how it's spinning. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like not aiming towards the thing anymore. Probably because it's tumbling. I don't know if you guys can see the fact that it's tumbling. Okay, probably don't want to actually be speeding up anymore. Probably want to start slowing down relative. Yeah, let's start slowing down. I think if we go over here and start holding N, we can get the prograde to line up while burning retrograde. Yeah, our retrograde thrust isn't as powerful as our prograde thrust. But we can still slow down and adjust our trajectory just fine. I would say start the interstellar docking music, but it's a bit copyrighted. Oh gosh, we're gonna hit it. Actually, that might help slow it down. Dunk. Alright, that did slow down its rotation. Wait, hold on, I have an idea. EVA packs. In Realism Overhaul, these feel way more risky. Alright, if I can stop the spin with a Kerbal. Okay, stop, stop. Stop. No, no, stop. Stop it, stop, stop spinning. Stop. No, you stop that, you right now, you big dumb booster. Can I at least slow it down? I don't think it's spinning anymore. Or if it is, it's spinning very slowly. Slow enough where I think we might be able to do something with this. Well done, Jay. Yeah, it's not spinning anymore. Uh-oh. Although I'm out of RCS now. We have a new objective. Retrieve Jay. We got you, Jay. Watch out, don't get booped. Oh dear. Switch. Alright. As soon as you... Board. Okay, we got him. We got Jay back. Okay, where's the Centaur? Over there. We still have plenty of fuel. My gosh, what a mission. I was talking about For All Mankind earlier. This is some serious For All Mankind. Spoilers for Season 1, but you know, that was very similar to something that happened in Season 1. Alright, let's burn towards the target. And we should be able to get our first docking. At this point, I don't care about the moon anymore. I just want first docking. Just gonna crank up the acquire force, just in case we get close to it. We're just gonna wait for it to swing back around. This might be it right here. It's lining up. Go for it. We're going for it. Come on, get in there. Get in that hole. Get in that hole. Get in that hole. Yes! Docking! First docking. Danger docking. Danger docking. Oh my gosh, I am lightheaded after that. Which I always thought that was a weird saying, because regardless, because your head actually feels heavier when you're lightheaded. But anyways. Yeah, we didn't quite dock correctly, but we did dock. Not with a Centaur with enough Delta V to get to the moon, but we did dock. We are at our apoapsis and rapidly going down. So what I'm going to do, RCS, let's control from here, and we're gonna do a little bit of fun. I mean, it would be best to wait for like our periapsis to do the burn. Yeah, we're gonna wait till periapsis. We'll do the burn at periapsis because our periapsis is actually already like in the atmosphere. Or maybe right before periapsis, so that way we don't end up in the atmosphere. Probably, that's probably good. And then we're gonna burn this out. Maybe get 9,000. We should be able to get 9,000 meters per second easy, and just get that record done. And we could wait the extra days and get the 14-day crew record too. That would probably be good. I think I even accepted. Yeah, we got first docking. Orbit of at least 3 crew. No, I think I grabbed a 2 crew thing. Orbit place 2 crew. Complete one orbit. Yeah, this requires staying in specified orbits for a lot of days. Maybe we can do that orbit? 3 days, 5 days. Okay, how much time do we have left on the spacecraft? Might be able to do that. Orbital flight with maneuvers and 2+ crew. And then just save the moon mission for another day. Paraselene and an aposelene? I never heard of that. I thought it was apoloon and paraloon. Regardless, I mean, our electricity doesn't only last 5 days. Yikes. But we can still generate. And we have 9 days of food. 9 days is our limiting factor. So 5 days plus 2... Yeah, we could easily do that. So I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and do a quick little orbit raising maneuver. Get up to 250 by 250. Is that what it was? And then we can do the raising again. And that way at least we have a use for this. Yeah, so we need to get it like 250 and then perigee above 200,000. And then get the applets even higher. We also got science we could do. Didn't even do any of the science. I think it's all stuff we have to do around the moon anyway. Yeah, we've already done all this science here, so no point. It was stuff that I was hoping to do in Space High, which I don't know if 1 megameter is Space High. It might be. And if we're there for 5 days, it might be enough to do the science. Oh, this isn't ullage properly. Can I transfer some fuel to you, to ullage? MMH and NTO? No, I can only transfer electric charge. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because if I try and ignite now, with the chance? Very risky. Very risky. Very stable. Okay. Got it. Okay. Orbiting for 2 days.
Several long days later.
Alright, so that orbit is done. Now we raise again. Let's just make sure. Propellant stable. Go. Here we go! Look at us go! We're going! Going places people have probably never been before. This is definitely very high up in the sky. 200 and a bit. Oh wait, I think I overcooked it. I definitely overcooked it. It's 225 they want. Okay, now they want 5 days up here.
You get the idea.
Orbital flight with maneuvers and 2+ crew, almost done. We just need to bring them back. But let's go ahead and do the crude record. So where's our perigee? We just passed it. Okay, prograd. Prograd. Here we go. Burning the last bit of delta V in the Centaur to get us up to 9,000 meters per second. Which I think is the final record. Because I think, yeah, we did all the altitude records. Now it's just like get to the moon and stuff. Which, you know, moon's pretty high. But yeah, I think 9,000 meters per second is the final crude, like, speed record. Which you would get on a trajectory to the moon, which if this mission went to plan, it would have been nice. Away we go. Burning in the complete opposite direction of the moon. Oh well, we will try it again. I know, reserves are... Oh, yes, the liquid hydrogen burning in our engine is getting real low. Alright, so thank you. Alright, I think we'll get 9,000 meters per second. I wonder how high that gets us. Does that get us to the... definitely doesn't get us to the moon. Because we pretty much wasted all our delta V. Gets us pretty high, though. And 9,000. There we go. Well, thank you, Centaur, for your service. Relax. We've refilled the oxygen tanks. We got one more orbit before we come crashing back down. Let's enjoy the view, shall we? Up we go. Oh, lots of radiation. Is that just because we're passing through the belt? Probably just because we're passing through the belt. Van Allen belt. Probably not a great orbit to stay in. I mean, up here's fine. Alright. Did we pass Apoapsis? I don't think we passed our Apoapsis yet. No, we definitely have. Okay. We should think about coming down. Actually, yeah, retrograding right about now would be perfect. Yeah, we can just do a normal retrograde burn. I wanted to do it at Apoapsis, but we kind of missed that opportunity. But yeah, if we get our perigee down now, I think we'll splash down somewhere near the US, which is, you know, for the amount of lollygagging we did in orbit, is pretty perfect that we just happened to line up our very eccentric orbit with splashing down over here. And during my calculations, 50 was a good height from the moon, so should be a good height from this level. Actually, 60 was a good height from the moon as well, but I'm going to aim more closer to 50, because we're not all the way out at the moon. Anyway, let's go and get on down. Close to our descent. We're crossing through dangerous radiation. Passing through sunrise. Sunrise surprise. I think now. I'm just going to jettison the whole thing. Decouple that. Down we go. Oh, yeah, we don't need our retro pack. We're already coming down. It is nice to use to slow down right before you hit the atmosphere. You can use it as a bit of just a break before you hit the air. But again, this is a worryless reentry. It's free. It's a free entry. I probably should stop joking about these things. Yeah, there goes our descent stage. Or our service module. Not our descent stage. The Xena Soyuz. Goodbye, service module. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, roll inverted. I said roll inverted. I'm picking up some G's now, but it's fine. Come on, lifting body. Come on, lifting body. Do your lifting body thing that you do. Okay, nobody blacked out. So, I guess that was fine. We never exceeded 9G. Alrighty, out goes the drogue. That was fine. Do 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 Sploosh. Yeah, a front flip for style points. Well, I think it's safe to say that from that mission, and all the contracts we've completed, that we are definitely no longer in the about to go out of business club. We are back in it. Even if we didn't quite do lunar flyby. Which, where is it? There it is. Crew lunar flyby. Yeah, we didn't do this one. But you still got enough time. We still got enough time, and we could definitely just redo that mission profile, but actually figure out how to rendezvous, which I think I literally just need to do MechJeb rendezvous, auto rendezvous, and call it a day. I mean, yeah, we have 2 days to do the rendezvous, so even if we launch and then we have to wait a day on the pad, it shouldn't take us more than a day to rendezvous with it. That's just a little bit interesting, because yeah, I feel like NASA did it in that way, but maybe they used some special orbit that I'm not aware of. Maybe they did like some sort of dog leg with Theregina. I don't know. But yeah, I'll try the geostationary again. I'm going to try and build a lot of these missions off camera. We got Mars orbit that I got to do, Jupiter flyby as well. First space station now that we've done docking. Oh, launch a space station and crew it for a month. Very interesting. So yeah, we could do first space station a la Skylab. Although that happened after the lunar landing, so yeah, it's a bit interesting. But yeah, because we did docking, we can officially do space station. That's pretty cool. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end it for now, because I got a lot of missions that I need to workshop a lot more. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, this chaotic video, hopefully it was quite fun. And we're back in business. I got some normal missions to do, and then hopefully do another attempt at the moon thing. Alright, see you guys then. And goodbye for now.